Welcome. Season's greetings.
Merry Christmas.
Happy Hanukkah.
Happy New Year.
Happy Festivus. This is the Four Battle Boys podcast. I'm your host, Fabian Bix. And while we are getting our guys online, we are going to give a rundown of what we're going to be talking about tonight. We're going to be talking about the NFL recap. We had some wild games on Sunday. NFL college football signing day is one of Mike's biggest Christmas gifts to Mike. Talk about recruiting. We're also going to be talking about what is on our Christmas wish list if it was sports. And of course, our partner shots. And of course, this is the part of the show. I tell Damien, hey, we're finna go. So let's go.
Let's go.
Hey, yeah. Hey, yeah. Boys. Yeah. Hold on. We them boys. Hold on. We them boys.
Like I said, we're the Four Bad Boys podcast, and we're presented by Just for Men. If you got some gray in your hair, get that CB4, that Chris Rock. Get that CB4 Chris Rock. If you got a little gray in your beard, gonna hook you on up for the holidays, unless you just want to look like Santa Claus. Just for Men. We're brought to you by Sprite, the Black Folks soda. You can drink with water, drink a fake mimosa, or you can chase it with your Henny. Sprite, the Black Folks soda. Damon's sponsor. Arizona tea from 1999 to 2023 is still how much, Damon?
$1.
It's $1. $1. Still $1 Arizona tea. I would advise you not to chase it with anything.
Please don't. Be sick as a dog.
So don't chase that. No, use that as a chaser. Of course, you can watch us on Wednesdays and Sundays, 9 p.m. Programming note: we will not be on this Sunday and next Sunday because it's Christmas Day and New Year's Day.
We would not be on.
So if you expect us to be there, you're gonna be missing out because we're gonna be with our families. Follow us on Facebook, Four Battle Boy Podcast. Follow us on YouTube, Four Battle Boy Podcast, buyinthashirt.com. Got all your merchandise for
Lord. You all right, home?
Yeah, I'm good.
Okay. Well, it's that time of year people get,
Yeah.
How you doing, Mike?
You doing, Mike?
Everything's good, guys.
Good.
Buyinthashirt.com. And of course, this is our favorite sponsor right here. Henny and Coke. The Dog Liquor.
Z-Dog Liquor.
The Dog Liquor. Goes good in eggnog or it goes good in a cup. Whichever way you choose. Guys, how's y'all week?
I'm off.
Jeans Hall RA. I love that.
Yeah, if he was my RA,
I'm off. That's how my week was. Neither.
we just did
you
it.
sound like Bun B on Big Pimpin'. It's just a jigger man, Pimp C.
We just got off today. Today our last day.
That's crazy, that boy.
I'm like, man, that struggle real. Looking at the kid get to go home. We had a faculty meeting right after we finished. I'm like, no, not ready. No.
Yeah.
I know y'all happy. You ain't got to deal with the little kids, Eric and Evan Nutter and all them other little kids.
Nutter. Dude, crazy, man.
It's you.
Oh boy.
Y'all finish y'all Christmas shop before we get started.
No, I still got something to do.
Man, I'm so happy I got older kids. Throw them some money and say, do it yourself.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas. There it is. Feliz Navidad.
Once you spend it, happy Festivus.
Believe it.
Merry New Year.
For real.
Kabuya. I might watch that movie.
Man, classic movie.
I ain't seen that this holiday. Trading Places.
I got on DVD so I can watch it whenever I want to.
Man.
That's
a classic right there.
That's a movie we got to talk about right now.
That's a classic right there.
Trading Places is definitely a classic.
That's a classic.
Man, let's get started on this these topics. Let's go and get the NFL out of the way because I know signing day and NIL going to take up a lot of our time probably. But we had a wild week in the games, y'all. What was the wildest game this weekend? And Deshaun, hold on, what's up, my boy? What's up, my boy?
What's up, my boy?
Let's start with Damon, then Mike.
Man, the wildest game was that Minnesota Indy game.
Yeah.
That was the wildest game. If Jeff Saturday wanted the job, he lost it right there.
Yeah. To me, he lost it. That's a game.
He lost it. He lost trying to get that gig with that game, man. Everything that you can question almost every move he made, especially the fourth down move. You can really question a lot what he did. That was the wildest game. And as much as, a lot of it wasn't his fault, but Matt Ryan is a common denominator in two of the biggest losses in NFL history.
That shit crazy, ain't it, man?
Can we? But let me interject right quick. I'm gonna let you jump right back in. Ain't coaching has something to do with them losing that Super Bowl?
Definitely. No, what I'm saying, Fabe, is this. In both games, coaching was
he was the quarterback. Yeah, I get that part. Yeah, that's
all. My thing is, who do they blame the most?
You gonna blame the quarterback.
There it is. He's the common denominator in both of them. He can't throw the ball to himself and run the. You know what I'm saying? I get what you're saying. Both games, coaching was real suspect. I'm just saying he's the common denominator. He's gonna be linked to both of those games, which is kind of.
He didn't play not 1 second on defense.
Exactly.
I'm
not. Hear me out. I'm not saying either one of y'all is wrong. But he's gonna be the common denominator.
We get what you're saying. We definitely get what you're saying.
Now, don't forget too. And the crazy thing, Frank Wright was the coach. Was the coach of the coach before he got fired. But he was also the quarterback that led the largest
Bills
comeback in college football history and in NFL history when they were down 35-3 to the Oilers in '92, I believe, Mike. 92 season.
Yeah,
it was 92. Yeah.
So, but. The thing is, though, your defense has been okay. You were up 33-0. Tony Name was this on Sunday. Run the damn ball.
Sad part about it is just that what's the running back name? Jonathan Taylor. He didn't.
Ankle sprain.
I think he got hurt, and then it went downhill from there. What's up, Corey? I don't know, bro. I just think, as bad as we hate to say it, he's the common denominator. And both you and Mike are right. Coaching and Matt Ryan, I don't see him playing corner. I don't see him playing linebacker. I don't see him playing defensive lineman. I don't see him playing safety. He ain't had nothing to do with them not stopping Kirk Cousins and Jefferson and Dalvin Cook and them boys from outscoring you 36-3 in the second half.
That right there is just
that one was kind of, and the way the Patriots lost was crazy.
Oh man, now that was real crazy.
Yeah, go ahead, Mike.
The Patriots, the Vikings, and the Cowboys. Them three games, the Cowboys. I really think the Cowboys just overlooked Jacksonville, and that's what happened with them. But they lost on a pick six. Indianapolis, of course, but that Patriots game, man, that's
a heck of a way to lose, Mike.
Man, that's crazy, that boy. That is crazy.
That was a heck of a way to lose. Now the Cowboys, you and Tony, the Cowboys fan on here, and I ain't trying to start nothing. I asked Tony after it went off. I asked you, Mike. Does Mike McCarthy, and I ain't the one for this, do we have to reevaluate him being the head coach of the Dallas Cowboys?
Man, I look at a lot of stuff, man, with people blame the coaches with a lot of stuff. You got to look at personnel, and you got to look at when the players get out there and they're supposed to execute. Now, everybody's going the play calling. Well, what happens a lot of times when you're out there? the coach, the OC, some OCs, DCs, they got free reign to run what they want to. Now, Mike McCarthy may need to tighten up on his, his coordinators, but I'm not one of them coaches or one of them people that automatically believe when the ship is sinking, we got to fire the coach. That ain't necessarily the case. To be honest with y'all, man, and a lot of people ain't gonna agree with this as a Cowboy fan, Dak Prescott may not be our guy. It may not be the coaching. I don't know if Dak is that guy. I really don't know. Now he's gonna play. He's been paid money, but Dak is a combination right now of a young Matt Ryan, a guy that was really good at times, really good in the regular season, just couldn't never get over that hump to win a championship. Dak Prescott may be the problem. You got weapons. Your defense been pretty good. He may be the issue. But at the end of the season, Mike McCarthy's going to be the one that's go.
Yeah, Dak's thrown 10 interceptions since he came back off on the injury list, so he has the most interceptions in the NFL in the last 10 weeks.
The way you just put it, Mike, and Fade just kind of put the cherry on the top, you may be right. You just might be right. So does that go to Jerry Jones being the owner and the GM?
I think a lot of it is more on Jerry Jones and what he does personnel-wise than the coach. Now, Jerry Jones ain't going to fire himself, but Mike McCarthy, you can best believe the Cowboys getting the playoff and losing the first or second round, Mike McCarthy ass will be gone.
You can
lock that in.
Corey, you right. He gave it, but Jerry, I mean, Garrett was his guy too, though. That was in this one, Corey, you right. You got to look at it though. I don't know if McCarthy is Jerry Jones' guy, so he may get rid of him. Garrett got a gang of chances because that's who he wanted to be coaching. He wanted him to succeed. That's why he got so many chances to get it right, to right the ship. I don't know if he feel the same way about Mike McCarthy.
The better hire should have been Marvin Lewis when they interviewed him. That was the better hire.
Man, Marvin Lewis done won. I'm gonna try to get me that old bootleg coach of my team.
I'm gonna tell you why Marvin Lewis. I mean, you had Dave Campo, Wade Phillips, Jason Garrett, Bill Parcells,
and Marvin Lewis never got out the first round. Talk about that.
But his defenses were always steady all his years there. Mike McCarthy hired Mike Nolan off the street, and he didn't make it 1 year.
So let me say this. Why not? Okay, I see what Mike is saying. So let me ask y'all this: why not hire Lewis as the D coordinator then?
I mean,
don't make him the head coach.
I mean, what's the name is
Head.
Yeah, there you go. Who's the I forgot the name. Coach used to be the Falcon. Who's the Falcon coach? Dan Quinn. Yeah, I mean, he's doing fine. My thing is though, McCarthy would have went ahead and hired a competent and up-to-date coach for his team for that defense. They would have had a fighting chance that first year when Dak was hurt.
I don't know, man. I just Cowboys, I think, need to make some changes in the front office, more so on the field, in my opinion.
So Jerry,
but I just don't know if Dak. I'm gonna ride with Dak. I'm gonna ride with my Cowboy. I just don't know if Dak is that guy. That's just like we're about to find out if Jalen Hurts is he that guy.
D. Hunter brought up a good one. You think Sean Payton will come? You know what I'm saying? That's a good.
Sean Payton come to Dallas, man. That could be that's a game changer. That right there is a game changer. That's a great name to throw out. He is an offensive guru. That is a great name to throw out.
He actually will fit the Cowboys personnel that y'all got, bro.
Yeah, that's a great name.
I can see Zeke getting cut though with Sean Payton.
Zeke getting old. Zeke ain't the Zeke that just coming out of Ohio State. He ain't that bruising running back that gets stronger as the game go. Those
Well,
knee injuries took him out a little bit.
Well, what people got to look at, man. People got to look at that Zeke is going down because, he older, but he got help. So a lot of those carries, think about it. Up until Tony Pollard got here, there wasn't no other running back that Zeke had been dealing with for the last 5 years. It's been all Zeke. So he's got help now. So that's going to prolong Zeke's career. So from going to 25 or 28 carries to 15 now, that helps him a lot. So people looking at the production, but you got somebody else that's helping you. That's the difference.
So you saying that that's the addition of Tony Pollard is like how can you put it? Is injecting longevity in his career.
Yeah.
Okay, I can see that. But Tony Pollard is starting to get a lot of the carries, and I still think you talking about if Tony Pollard was there with Ezekiel Elliott pre-knee injury, Zeke would still be getting the bulk of them running plays. I think Father Time and Mother Injury then caught up with Zeke because the average life span of a running back is what 5 to 7 years.
Yeah, that.
And he been in the league what 6,
7 years.
So it's starting to catch up with him. And what hurt him is the knee surgeries. Ezekiel Elliott, when he came out of Ohio State, was a strong, bruising running back that got stronger as the game went along, and he proved that his first few years in Ohio in Dallas. The knee injury took a lot away from him. It took some of his speed. It took some of his cutting ability a little bit. So now he runs straight ahead. He was an east-west runner with strong north-south ability. Now he just straight north-south. His cutting kind of threw off.
Yeah, let me give you Zeke's stats for the last. I'm just going to do the last 7 games. 16 carries, 58 yards. 15 carries, 62 yards. 17 carries, 77 yards. 16 carries, 98 yards. 15 carries, 42 yards. 15 carries, 57 yards. 13 carries, 81 yards. 22 carries, 78 yards. That's still decent. But
Yeah, that's decent.
But some of those numbers are a byproduct of Tony Pollard also.
Mm-hmm. I agree. I'm not saying Tony Pollard is not one of the reasons why his production is going down. I still think that even with Tony Pollard being there, you had a healthy Ezekiel Elliott, he still be getting the majority of those carries.
And another thing you look at the receiving stats also. This is a career low for him. He's only at 16 receptions this season. Last year he had 47, the year before 52, then 54, then 77. So his receptions are lower, which means if he's not on the field a lot, he's a great bat for pass protection. So that's another reason why another factor in that passing game as well too. And I think you can throw in the fact that Dak is still not comfortable after coming back for dislocated ankle 2 years ago. He hasn't run like he used to in the last 2 seasons.
That's actually true. Because that was Mike, that was a part of his game. Dak was like that dual threat quarterback. That he not only did you scare with his passing ability, he definitely scared you with his escapability and his running ability.
Yeah, he's not running that ball that much.
And to me, that's worrisome to me. I mean, you're not using that aspect of your game to hit the find the receivers unless you just, like I say, unless you just don't feel comfortable with that ankle, which is going to be a whole other problem also.
Corey brought up another good point, fellas. Corey brought up another damn good point. That's a great point, actually. That's a great point. Because he was that guy coming out of OSU, bro. Yeah, I totally agree with him on that. That's a great point Corey brought up. Actually, a really good point.
I'm trying to find Zeke's running stats over the last few years. But
I think it took a dip. The last 2 years is when Mike will probably know better than me, but I think it's been the last 2 years that his rushing stats kind of went down. Because when did he blow his knee out?
It was ankle. That was like 2020.
So I think after that is when his wheels start kind of dying down a little bit.
Trying to find them now.
We talking about a guy that came as soon as he came in the league, he was averaging 120, 125 yards a game. Something like that.
Yeah, in let's see. Yeah, he was his rookie year he rushed for 282. Then the year after that, 357 and 305, 277. Then the year he messed up had his ankle dislocated, 93. Of course, it's only 5 games, but look at that, 5 games, 93 yards though.
Yeah.
And then you look at 146 last season, and then he's at 114 right now. So he averaged his first 3 seasons, he averaged 6 touchdowns a game on the dot because he has 18 touchdowns first 3 years. The last couple years, he had 3 touchdowns, 1 and 1. So he's had 8 touchdowns over the last 3 years versus the 18 over his first 3 years. So he's not running like he used to. So that could be like I said, that's indicative of his injury to me, and that's taken away from another dimension that the Cowboys not taking advantage of because, especially with Mike McCarthy, you had Aaron Rodgers who could throw and run, very mobile. I just think he's very tentative on that ankle. I think he still hasn't got over that mental hurdle to me. I could be wrong. Let me know if I'm wrong now.
No, actually,
No, you're wrong.
I think you're actually right. It makes sense.
Yeah, my game. So Mike said Dallas Jacksonville game. Damon said the Colts in Minnesota. I would say the Raiders and the Patriots, but I'm gonna go with Tampa Bay and Cincinnati. Tampa Bay was up 17-3 at that. Tom Brady had accounted for 3 of the 4 turnovers, and Cincinnati went on a 34-0 run.
Cincinnati is scary good, man. Everything is coming together at the right time. They are scary good.
But I think Tampa Bay actually found a little something in how to stop them. The problem was though, Brady could not hold on to the ball. And another play that folks don't realize that fake punt where Giovanni Bernard did not pay attention to the ball coming to him. He had 10 yards in front of him. He would have just paid attention and caught the ball. He had 10 yards. And that really sparked the Bengals to that run. And let me ask you this: if you was Tom Brady right now, and this season sucks, and Tristan Wirfs probably come back to the playoffs, Ryan Jensen's probably not coming back. One of your offensive linemen actually was on the Bengals. He left in a free agency, if I remember correctly. It might have been a trade. I would have retired right after that game. So you know what? I'm out. I'm good. I should have never came back. Is it over for Tom after this season?
It should be, but will it? That's the question.
Yeah.
Tom is the type of person he wants to prove everybody wrong. So what he gonna do is take this season and say if he come back, which I would believe he probably is, that was not Tom Brady that you saw. Tom, this year you gonna get Tom Brady that won you a Super Bowl. His competitiveness, his confidence in himself, borderline arrogance, is what's gonna keep him playing until it's just. See, I think he should have just left last year. Me personally, I think he still got the prettiest arm throwing motion in football. It's still there. I just think that it's time to give it up. You're 45, bro. It's time to give it up.
Hey, Fang, I'm gonna tell you what Tom Brady reminds you of. You in education. Tom Brady reminds you of a teacher that's been teaching 35, 38, 40 years and won't retire. They 69, 70. We got some of them like that.
Yeah.
That they should be, hey, go into the house and enjoy that retirement. But they still come to work.
Like?
Huh?
What was the baseball player name? All-time base stealer. What was it? He played till he was like 45, 46.
Ricky Henderson.
Ricky Henderson.
He was enough. It took him a minute for him to retire.
But they show up because they love what they do.
Right.
That's why they still at it. That's why they still, do what they do. But they should be at the house a long time ago.
But what makes what I know they feel like they love the game, but at what point do they say, okay, at my age, I think I'm more detrimental to the team than helpful? Because at 45, not saying that Tom don't take care of himself or anything like that. There's a time and a place that you got to look at it and say, man, let me pass this on down. That's just like until he finally left. That was like how they did. Aaron Rodgers was done with Brett Favre. Brett Favre stayed the quarterback at least 4 more years after Aaron Rodgers was behind him. So it's like, at what point do you say, hey, you know what? It's time for you to go.
They might not have a choice because after this season, he's a free agent where he restructured the deal. So there's a couple places that he possibly could go.
He could go back to New England.
That's an option. That's going to be a hell of a pill to swallow.
Hell of a man. You talking about a tough one to swallow?
You have Josh Daniels is not there, and I wouldn't want Matt Patricia or Joe Judge calling my plays for me.
Man, what you talking about? I know he don't want Patricia calling no plays. He was a defensive coordinator. I don't need that. Nah.
Mike, if you truly are Tom Brady, and we're gonna eliminate New England because I think the coaching staff there in place is not gonna please him to go there. Where would you go as for 1 year? Who would take you for 1 year?
Shit, CBS, Fox.
As a quarterback, because he already got to deal with Fox as a quarterback. Who's gonna take you?
Oh, my bad. Oh,
bad.
Oh, oh. Where could he go for 1 year and excel? I really don't know. Titans?
It would have to be somewhere where they have a stellar defense and at least a receiver and a tight end. That's what it would have to be. It would have to be.
I would say Titan, Fade. I think you muted, Fade.
Yeah, I don't see the Titans as an option because I don't think Mike Vrabel gonna make it through the year.
Oh hell! You think they're gonna fire?
They fired the GM, dog. Fired GM 2 weeks ago.
I don't know. That's a good point.
Mid-season now. You don't usually fire a GM till end of the year. I can understand the coach getting fired mid-year, but the GM, right after the game you played Philadelphia, we trade away AJ Brown, and he torched y'all. The owner was like, "Oh, we good. Hey, we'll holler at you, Mr. Robinson." I got maybe 2 teams that might work, and I got 2 teams. So just hear me out on these 2. Just for 1 year, and depending on what they do this postseason, this one team, San Francisco, might be a fit.
I thought of San Francisco, but I'm thinking of Trey Lance coming back too.
Man, Trey Lance is not ready, dog. I know he only played 1.5 games, but that was a bad pick by the 49ers. They should have got imagine Justin Fields in the offense right now.
Woo-woo.
Now with the Jets, who the Jets should have got, they should have picked him, or they could have got Penei Sewell. That's where I would have. Detroit is loving that pickup right now, Penei Sewell. But imagine Justin Fields in that San Francisco offense,
boy.
And the reason why he dropped so low, we could thank Dan Orlovsky for that, even though, for his critique, he's Ohio State. I think Mike correct me wrong. Ohio State's offense is a one-read offense, right?
Yep.
So, aren't a good bit of these hybrid offenses a one-read offense? Am I wrong on that, Mike?
No, you're right, cuz. You're right.
So just making sure I'm not stupid. I know football. I think what Fabian know about football. I don't know nothing. I don't know.
Man, Fabian know about sports.
No,
Yeah.
same thing I said. I try to stay ahead of the
You know
game.
your sports. Don't let nobody tell you.
Man, what the hell was that, man?
I said I was trying to stay ahead of the game. Head.
Head.
Ow!
Man, I hate Fade, dude. Hey, Damon, when Fade stayed with us in Fort Valley,
Oh,
this dude
God.
would be crunk 24 hours a day, dog. After class, in between class, this dude Fade, man. And then
Fade,
he would get on the show,
Fade got some
and
stories.
he would be a different person
Myself.
when he got on the show. I'm talking about a totally different person, dog.
Me and Fade gonna keep our stories to ourselves, bro. Cause Fade know I got some stories.
Oh, no, I ain't telling everything. No, I ain't going to do that.
That's gonna stay between us. Yeah, and I think he know what I'm talking about.
Oh, they know that story. Mike know that story.
Fade turned the dude on to them noodles, boy, with them cheese and hot dogs. Shoot.
Yeah.
I just didn't put the cheese in mine, man.
Shit, man,
Hot
Fade.
dogs, yeah, but I didn't put the cheese in mine.
Gotta have cheese though.
Hot dogs are good though. If you cook them noodles just right, you have to cut them hot dogs up and cut in there. Yeah.
No, what you do? Cut them up and boil it in the noodles.
Yeah, Fade turned the dude on to that, man. For real.
Good eating, boy.
Yeah, nigga spaghetti. Ooh.
Yeah, it's the truth though.
Hold on.
You good? I already talked to the sponsors. We got no.
Okay.
You good? I talked
Okay.
to them. They said we on a 3-strike rule. That's just strike one. We good.
Oh, okay. I thought we had 20 strike by now. I mean,
No, we on a 3-strike. They renew our strikes if we do well on the show. So we good.
Get Todd.
TODD.
What's next, Fade?
I was just to say Washington would be my other pick for a team Brady to go to.
Oh, yeah. Washington.
Yeah. I gotta say that I was surprised that, and then we can move on. I was like I said last week on Sunday, the Lions are 7-7 and got a chance to get in there.
I think it's gonna come down to the Green Bay
It'll
game.
come down to the Green Bay game. Carolina scares me this week. It's gonna come down to the Green Bay game, though.
In Green Bay.
Yep.
So it's gonna be a hell of a game in a couple weeks if it gets that far, of course. But as we know today is one of the 2 signing days in high school football / college football. Right now, I think Alabama has the #1 class right now.
Yep, they do.
Correct me if I'm wrong.
Sure do.
Yeah, they do.
I want to know. I want to know where love to know where Deion's team is at right now because I was watching YouTube and them jokers were up at 4:00 in the morning Mountain Time, already up because they had to be up for players on the East Coast or whatever. Calling them early in the morning. And that to me right now, that's a game changer right there. If you're on the West Coast, and you gotta, well, that's a game changer, dog.
I mean, everybody got to get up early because if you're getting commits from players on the East Coast, whatever. But Alabama and Nick Saban is showing you and showing the world that we gonna always be in the run this thing. Don't ever count us out, ever.
Yeah,
He signed 11 of the top 25 players in the country today. 11. That's almost half of the top 25. Come on, man. He just signed 11 5-stars today.
Yeah, and one of them was an offensive lineman that flipped from Iowa.
Yeah.
Let me pull up 247 Sports right now. Anatole, if you're on, help me out with this. Need you as my producer tonight since Shot is not on.
Anatole, get on, man.
Yeah, if Anatole, if you're still out there, let me know. But trying to pull up some of the.
I caught a little bit of some of them. Some of the signers. I know Dante Moore. He flipped from Oregon to UCLA.
Check this, Fake. Let me tell you about Dante Moore. Dante Moore is one of the top 5 quarterbacks in the country. On Friday or Saturday last week, Bo Nix, the quarterback at Oregon now, announced that he was returning Dante Moore decommitted from Oregon and a day later committed to UCLA.
Yeah, because
What do you have to say about that?
Dorian Robinson, he's gone. He can go and start immediately.
Yeah.
And they saying, now here's what else they saying. UCLA will be playing in the Big Ten next year. So he get a chance to play in the Big Ten as well. My thing is, Bo Nix came out and said, I'm coming back. He said, you know what? Oh, remember, his offensive coordinator took the job at Arizona State. So he's gone too. So he said, you know what? I'll just go with Chip Kelly. Chip Kelly got an NFL pedigree, and they run this wide open offense that I'm used to running at Martin Luther King. Because the offense is somewhat similar, except Dante Moore is not the runner that Dorian Robinson is. He's more of a pocket passer. And boy, is he a good one. So, I mean, here's a crazy stat, Fade. The last 2 years, they won back-to-back state titles. Dante Moore only threw in 2 years 4 picks. That's how many touchdowns he threw.
Probably 70 or 80.
85.
Yeah, sound like Aaron Rodgers.
40 of them this year with only 3 picks. The boy has been special ever since he was in the 8th grade. Michigan offered him a scholarship in the 8th grade. So, he was the number 5 overall recruit in the country. A lot of I've seen a lot of flips. I done seen a lot of flips this year that I done seen in a long time though.
Them bags going out, man. That's all I can say.
Yep. Bags going out big time.
Malachi Nelson and Zachariah Branch both going to USC. Zachariah Branch, wide receiver out of Bishop Gorman. That's a powerhouse in Nevada right there.
Yep, Reno.
And Malachi Nelson's from California. Los Alamitos is staying home. So those two will make a nice tandem, especially with Caleb coming in behind. Well, Branch is going to be a good solid addition with Caleb Williams. Caleb Williams will leave after next season.
Right.
So, and I wouldn't be surprised if Malachi Nelson redshirt this year. I wouldn't be surprised if he redshirts. And there's Anatole. My dogs look good coming in number 2 and didn't sign a QB.
They didn't need to sign on QB.
Who y'all back? Who y'all starting QB next year?
We got 3 guys that's going to compete for a starting job next year. Gunnar Stockton, Brock Vandegrift, and Carson Beck.
Ain't 2 of those 5 stars themselves?
Yeah.
Yeah. When you Georgia and Bama, go Dogs, roll Tide. When you do those things, you just add on to the 5 stars. That's what you're basically doing. They just load. It's same with Ohio State. Even though they just this second loss to Michigan kind of hurt them because they lost a 5-star quarterback, even though they got a 4-star to come back in. They lost a few guys that left, and the people in Columbus, talking to my fam in Columbus, the 2 back-to-back losses to Michigan and the way they lost, it hurt them.
Yeah, I heard somebody talking about, man, Ryan Day may be on the hot seat.
I give him next year. They lose next year. They're not going through John Cooper 2.0. They're not going to get him 1-9-1. They're not going to do that. If he lose this one, yeah, he'll be either on the hot seat or he gone. They're not going to go, and it's going to be tough on them because Michigan got a real experienced team coming back, and Ohio State got to break in a quarterback. Although they got Marvin Harrison Jr. That's a great safety blanket. But it's going to be tough. They playing them in Ann Arbor, so.
Yeah, right now, Alabama's number 1. Georgia's at 2. Texas is at 3. They officially signed Arch Manning.
He did sign. Okay.
Cormani McClain has not signed with Miami yet. He has not officially signed.
He didn't sign? I thought he was going to sign.
Read the screen right now.
Ooh. So he talking about he may go to – wow. Possibility he may go to Colorado. Man, Deion know what he doing. Couple good years in Colorado, Florida State gonna come a calling.
Yeah, his recruiting class. He's 53, ranked 53rd right now in recruiting. He has 2 4-stars and 13 3-stars.
Okay.
SC is actually 15th right now, but that's gonna probably go up in the next couple of weeks, depending on what they do in their bowl game. Also, Texas A&M from last year, they dropped down to 14. They still ain't fired Jimbo Fisher yet.
Nope.
No, not yet, dog.
One of his 5-stars hit the transfer portal and came up to Michigan State.
Okay, Mel Tucker's the name we ain't talked about since he got that contract last year. That's the name we haven't talked about.
He got a few good players to come in to Michigan State via transfer portal, and he signed a 4-star from a powerhouse up here, Cass Tech. So if he get things running back like he did when he had Kenneth Walker III, and believe it or not, one of those transfers is a running back. So we'll see. He signed a 4-star quarterback too. Can't think his name right now, but he signed a good quarterback.
Yeah, I just like I said, a lot of folks are just still don't like what Deion did. I'm like, I watched the interview. He was on Club Shay Shay, and I watched the interview.
I wanted to see that. I gotta watch that interview.
It's on YouTube. Just had different clips, but one of the pieces of the interview to show him when he had his toes amputated and they get part of his leg cut off because of blood clots. He didn't know that his family had an issue with blood clots till the day he had to go to the doctor. His mom sat on the information. And
wow.
So his big toe and his the second toe to his to the left of it, both of those are completely gone. He has cuts on both sides of his left leg. It was bad. It was to a point where his feet were dislocated and never got it fixed when you play. And Doc said that was straight out. Then one day they were looking at his feet, they change the bandages daily, and they looked at his toes and it was black. They're like, "No, you gotta go to the hospital now." They took him to the hospital. They said, "You got a choice. Like you want toes, your life, or we go higher. Which one you want?"
Right. We had cut them toes off. I don't blame him.
Yeah, so he still don't get good circulation in his legs. He got to get treatment on it 3 times a day. That why I like NFL players to definitely got to look at get that stuff taken care of. I mean, that goes back to the NFLPA as far as retired players and they should have insurance for life. If I remember correctly on that. Their pensions, all that stuff should be covered. That need to be something the NFLPA need to look at. It don't matter how much money these guys got. They retired from a job. They should have some type of benefit.
Benefits, yep.
So that's I'm touching on my party shot, but that's just something right there. But when I watched the interview, I know if you go on YouTube, just type in Club Shay Shay Deion Sanders.
I'm gonna check it out.
He also discussed how he talked to Jackson State's AD. And he knew Deion wasn't going to be there long, and this is something that was reported. The AD said, "Give me 3 years," and Deion did that. He fulfilled his obligation to the AD. He gave him 3 years, 26-6, dog. In 3 years, with one of those being a pandemic year, 2 SWAC championships, 2 trips to the Celebration Bowl. You lost both of them, but it's just he did that, and he's also made a good point. Like this is where we talk about what HBCUs doing all these bowl games or whatever. Let's take this to a whole nother level right here. This is what he said. Let's say I think the basketball team and I think the football team was the Alabama State. I think they're supposed to play. I think UCLA or somebody. They're gonna pay them $650,000. Of course, you got to pay for travel, charter, hotels. Oh, we want your band out there also. That's a separate charter for the band right there. You're looking at $1 million easy. And these schools are going to the red just to travel to these schools.
Yep. Crazy.
And they're not making business decisions. They're looking at, we're playing this big school. Like, no. If you're going to bash our heads, then we need to be properly compensated. It need to be $2 million because I'm going to spend $1 million. $1.25 on travel expenses for these folks to come over there. Because if I'm going to California, we're not staying for 1 day and then turn back around and go.
Oh no,
it's got to be a couple days. So he looking at this is also a business decision. Also, I'm not going to put my teams in harm's way and be in the red. I'm just not going to do it. Because tonight, Kentucky's playing FAMU. I know that's a short flight and not that's long at bus ride from Tallahassee to no matter what. From Fort Valley to Kentucky State is 17 hours on a bus. I know that because I was in the band. We left on late Friday night, got there right at the second quarter on a bus. And then we had to turn back around and come back to Fort Valley because they didn't give us the funding to stay in the hotel.
Dang.
So
that
was an SIAC game. That wasn't like Division 1. That's the SIAC game.
Well, that's crazy stuff, boy.
That's crazy.
But yeah, but definitely check out that interview on Club Shay Shay. With that, I don't think Skip Bayless gonna come in there and talk about he in the Hall of Fame though. So it's gonna be easy to watch. Kelvin say, yeah, you said it. J State lost both of those celebration ball games, including getting clapped by a team that was barely 500, South Carolina State. Yep. Well, that's enough about like Deion's class is 53 right now, but I think coaching can help some of that. But also we gotta look at you gotta get some facilities in Colorado. You can't control the weather. It's gonna be cold as hell. You can offer. We had dispensaries out here. It's legal here. That's
crazy, man.
I'm just saying it's legal in 26 states. I mean, you will get drug tested.
Man, get out of here, man. This is crazy.
You gotta get down, man. By all any means necessary, you gotta get the folks in there. But we're gonna see Oregon had a big win. Anderson, what you talking about? What Oregon do today? They had 3 5 stars and 15 4-star signed and 10 3-stars. So they had 28 total commits. So Oregon's trying to make some move. Charles Kelly, recruiter ranking. That's the recruiter. I'm trying to see some other big names. Also, Malachi Nelson, we talked about him. Cormani McClain, he's still undecided. Caleb Downs with Alabama. Jackson Arnold, Oklahoma. Francis Malgoa to Miami. David Hicks to Texas A&M. And Keon Keeley, edge rusher, Alabama. So out of the top 10, Alabama has 2 out of the top 10. Miami has 2. USC has 2. Tennessee is in there with Nicholas Almaliva as quarterback to replace Hendon.
As a quarterback, yeah.
Going to replace Hendon Hooker. More than likely, he's probably going to come in and start because the backup is also a senior, if I remember correctly. So he's unless I don't see Hendon Hooker getting in another red shirt year, so his career is likely done. Let's see what Kevin said. Speaking of Colorado, shout out to Adam Hopkins, 4-star wide receiver, Thomas County Central. That's my neck of woods. Cairo, Jordan, Nick Cairo, Thomas County, 20 minutes from Cairo. Adam Hopkins, 4-star receiver, going to Colorado. Get you a couple Coach dogs and Long Johns. And take cash only. And they take cash only at dispensaries. They take cash only. Take cash only, dog. I just know that they take cash only because they can't take cards for some reason because of fraud or something like that. So watch Tulsa King. You can learn a lot about that. So Tulsa King, that's a good show on Paramount Plus. Trust me on that one. Sylvester Stallone. What else we got, Mike? What else we got on the on recruiting?
You had your Christmas list, cuz. You had your Christmas list. What do we want for Christmas?
All right. We're all big sports fans. We want our teams to win. We want our teams to do great. But if we had one gift we want from our sports team, what would it be? I kind of might know what Mike's is. I think I know what Damon's is. Well, I'm gonna start with Damon.
Well, what I would like for Christmas, Fade. The one I think I want is the one I think that could happen. And that's Michigan winning the Natty. They ain't won one since '97. They have a really good chance that they could win it. That's the one I would love to have. I know Georgia was in a drought, and they beat that drought with a stellar defense. and timely quarterback play, stuff like that. Michigan's defense is nowhere near as stellar as Georgia's was last year. It has been good. The thing that Georgia and Michigan got, Georgia of last year and Michigan of this year have in common is the laser focus that they have. So, albeit that TCU, they beat TCU, climbing over that Georgia fence is going to be tough. It's going to be real tough and hard. I think they can do it. That would be a Christmas gift that I would love to have.
Before we get to Mike, we got some breaking news. Ryan Tannehill more than likely is out for the season with an ankle injury. So Jacksonville's in play for the division.
Jacksonville might mess around and win that thing for real.
You got to win the whole thing. Got to win every division.
For those
my fave it will be it will be, of course, Georgia going back to back or Cowboys make a run. I didn't say win it, make a run in the playoffs. We got to get past that first round or second round, just so people will stop talking about the Cowboys. That's what will be my Christmas present.
You will never get people to stop talking about the Cowboys. It's just y'all. That team is polarizing. It's the New York Yankees of football. You will never stop talking about the Cowboys, whether it be good, bad, or indifferent. You are a fan of a polarizing team. Kelvin say he would like to see them dogs. Same thing. Y'all got the same freaking thing.
I would love to take a poll.
I actually think both of them are plausible, though. I really think both of those are good.
I would like to take a poll just to see who is the most hated team in the world.
Cowboys.
The Yankees, Duke, Alabama football, Dallas Cowboys. I guess maybe the LA Lakers. Who is the most hated sports franchise in the world? It'd probably be the Cowboys.
I'll go Yankees.
I'll go Cowboy, bro.
I will go Yankees.
I'll go Albany State.
Oh,
I'm gonna go Yankees, and here's why I say that, Mike. 26 World Series titles. George Steinbrenner, when he was alive, was a well-known Ohio State fan. You couldn't really do nothing out the ordinary being a Yankee, meaning you couldn't have a beard. You had to have a mustache. You had to be well-groomed. You couldn't go out there doing nothing stupid. And everybody, including the people overseas, now football has been popular, but you know a lot of folks in the Philippines and South America and all that, they know about the New York freaking Yankees. And there are some that just hate that squad, bro. I honestly believe now football is king over here. It's king over here. And they're trying to make it king in other areas, but they still got to get football, soccer, because that's king everywhere else.
Mm-hmm.
The problem is everybody know baseball. Everybody across the world. And when you say baseball, the first thing that come out your mouth, New York Yankees. Whether you love them or hate them. And I think it's they hateful. They just hate them.
Yeah, I can almost see that. Corey,
think about it. The Yankees. I'm gonna throw a name out there. Hideki Matsui. You remember him?
Mm-hmm.
Hideki Matsui was called Godzilla overseas. He came over here. If he came over, George Steinbrenner wanted him, Fade. George Steinbrenner got him. Whoever he wanted, trust me. I'm not saying Dallas is not hated all over the world, but I think I will make a case that the Yankees are hated even more because more people of the different foreign countries, they play baseball more than they do American football. Godzilla. He is tearing up the world.
My cousin said he want Anthony Davis to get some stronger ankles.
Oh man.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
that's your
But
team.
can we just come to grips that Anthony Davis been brittle ever since he was in Kentucky?
Now he played every game in Kentucky.
Yeah, but he was brittle though. He played like he when they won that national title game, he wasn't healthy. He had a bad ankle in that game.
Can we attribute that to his growth spurt in high school?
Yes. He was 6'2", and he shot up to 6'9" in a year. He played point guard. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, that's my sports wish is for Fort Valley State to go undefeated and to make it to a Division II championship game. I don't even care if we win or not. Just make it to Division II.
If they make it to the Division II game, I will have money saved up to go to that one. I'm not missing that one. I got to see them win that a natty.
And my other sports wish I wait for it to come true in January. So
Corey brought a good point up. Dallas in football, Yankees in baseball equivalent. I can see that.
yeah, Dallas ain't been an American team about 27 years.
Not since they won their last Super Bowl.
Watch them out, Fate.
Where to lie at?
Just watch them out, cuz, okay? You on
Yeah,
that 3-year line now.
2 playoff wins in 27 years, dog.
Oh man.
With Bill Parcells as your coach for a time.
Yep,
Just saying.
that's true though. Can't argue. That's true.
Pardon shots.
Yeah, go ahead, Damon.
Yeah, we gonna kick the party shot off like this here, man. I sat and watched. We discussed it. I sat and watched transfer portal, and I've come to the conclusion that the transfer portal, most kids and teams are transferring from one school to another. Mainly, this is just my opinion, to get somewhere where they can get drafted. Because the kid from Coastal Carolina, can't think of his name off go that transferred to Michigan. I mean, he had a monster year at Coastal Carolina, like 13 sacks, 16, 17 tackles for loss. Now, stats may be wrong, but he had a monster year. He left to come to Michigan, and my thinking is that I can transfer here because my name I get seen more, and that'll be my NIL. I may not be able to get one, but I might be able to get to the league quicker with a higher pick if I get these same amount of sacks in the Big Ten playing for Michigan, and I may even play for a national title. So I've come to grips to say some of these kids are leaving for betterment, and this is their NIL. They didn't get it when they first came out of school, but this is the name, image, and likeness that they can get like right off go. Because you got the Hinton kid. His big brother went to Michigan. He went to Stanford. He transfers to Michigan. Offensive lineman. Why you going there? 2-time offensive lineman, offensive line of the year. It's a thing that it's actually very smart. I got to give these kids credit. It's very smart how they handling this, because they're going to schools to where they can get their likeness seen more so than where they were. Real smart. They may not be getting the money off go, like the kids coming in. Dante Moore, they say I could be wrong. He got like a $650,000. Got that? That's what he got. I don't really know, but I'm saying that the older kids that's been to a school, they looking at the transfer portal as they NIL. They get the right school, they gonna get the money. Hats off to you, man. I may not like all what you do. Hats off to you. I ain't mad. Merry Christmas, good people. I hope all y'all be safe out here, especially people who live in this cold weather gonna get to you, boy. Stay warm.
All right, Mike, go ahead.
Pretty much all I had, man. Merry Christmas, everybody, man. I want to say it's kind of ironic that the 50-year Immaculate Reception is coming up this Friday, man. And Franco Harris, one of the greatest running backs of all time, passed yesterday. Well, today. Praying for Franco Harris and his family, Pittsburgh Steelers organization. Franco was a good dude, man. So just praying for the praying for the team, praying for the family, and that's just kind of, I mean, I run it because I think he was supposed to be honored at the game.
Get jersey
Saturday,
retired.
He
Saturday
was.
or whatever.
He was.
Let's get a jersey retired. Only the second
Yep.
Pittsburgh Steelers get a jersey retired.
Yup. And we gonna always, anybody that's an avid football fan, don't mean to cut you in, Mike, Faye, y'all agree with me. We gonna always remember the Immaculate Reception. Franco Harris is etched in time, bro.
I was there.
I was too, Fed.
I saw it.
There too, Fed.
I was on the
I guess
field.
I'm tired of this.
I was there, Fed. Me too.
I was the referee.
Oh,
I was
man.
there. I was there.
Go ahead, Faye. Go ahead, Faye.
See what you did to the show, Mike. See what you did.
Don't put that on me.
See what you did to the show.
Don't put that on me, man.
I was reincarnated in Terry Bradshaw's body when they threw the ball.
Oh man.
I was Lynn Swan, Fed.
Oh my god.
This one when you on the T-bit.
Oh my goodness gracious.
He come to the second repeat. Which that was it, Mike.
Man, go with your I ain't studying you fake. Go with your
Man, I'm gonna keep it quick. Brought up Deion Sanders and he had his had two toes amputated and had part of his leg cut off, which brings me to healthcare in the United States. It is not equitable, not even for a Hall of Fame football player. We have to get this fixed. If NFL players are putting literally their life on the line on a not in a game by game or a year by year basis, a play by play basis, even from practice, OTAs, official OTAs, unofficial OTAs, 707 practices, unofficial practices, we need to make sure that all players have equitable health care, which they should. But when a football player has to get their toes amputated because they didn't have their toes looked at for being dislocated, and they're trying to work so hard to make sure they keep their job and prove a point, which goes to the culture of African Americans, which could go back to the DNA of slavery when we master would beat us to death, beat us to the inch within our life in a cotton field or in the tobacco fields or whatever. When no matter what ailments we got, we need to be working to a point where we'll die, but they replace us, which lets you know that any job that you have, you're what, Damon? You're replaceable.
Yeah.
Which goes to health is your wealth, no matter what. You need to take care of your bodies. Having said that, America, you need to get your stuff together with this capitalistic insurance scheme that you're really running, where diabetic medicines for insulin for people cost $600 a shot, or EpiPens cost $800 a pen without insurance. If you have Medicaid, it should be free. But what about the regular person that doesn't qualify for Medicaid, but they kind of don't qualify for Obamacare, and their job providing insurance is not inclusive enough? Where does that leave you? Of course, I realize I have high blood pressure. I take my blood pressure pills. I pay $30 for a 90-day prescription. I'm cheap, but that's too high for 90 pills that are barely this big. Pills not that big for a 90-day supply. Yeah, I could do mail order, but what if I don't want to do mail order? I want to pick it up right at Walgreens down the street. The pill is dead big. I'm paying $30 for a 90-day supply. It should be $10, $12. Some instances free. Canada got it right. France got it right. Unfortunately, we're not going to get that in 2 years with this Congress because it's a split Congress again. The same time thing when Donald Trump was president. We got a split Congress where nothing's going to happen. And when we come to the midterms, we're going to have folks that's going to be angry and then it's going to vote everything one way and then either put somebody, the same person in office or put somebody else there. But we need to get this healthcare thing fixed. NFL, you need to do your retired players. He's living, dog. He's living. He's alive, living his life as a coach. And he couldn't even take care of his dislocated toes. Y'all should have had that fixed before he retired. That should have been fixed. We need to get this fixed. We need to get this medical issue, healthcare issue fixed in America. RITENIE right now. Well, thank you for listening to this podcast. Of course, you know, we're all our sponsors. You know, you can follow us on Facebook, follow us on YouTube. Thanks for our sponsors for not canceling us. Merry Christmas for Valley Boys. Hope you have a great, safe, and family festive holidays. We'll see you back here next Wednesday. Bye, Debbie.
All right.
We out.
Bye, Mike. Bye, Fib.